Hey everyone, it's Sabina Matharo here, and welcome to today's presentation. I am delighted that you decided to spend some time with me, and we're going to get straight into this because you're going to love it. Over the course of the last few years, I have grown and scaled a coaching and training business from complete scratch that does multiple six figures every single year. And this is the big question. With all the distraction and gazillion of possible online strategies, what is the quickest and easiest way to create 20K a month in 30 days and set something up that is consistent and does all the heavy lifting? What would this process be? And in this presentation today, I'm going to cover exactly that. How to make consistent 20K a month without creating daily content, DMs, and being a slave to social media. And by the way, you don't need to have any existing following. So what I'm going to cover is a unique 3-step approach that instills confidence and simplifies the process. So number 1, we will grab the attention of the right people. Number 2, we're going to use a filtrating process. Number 3, we are going to use a powerful strategy to turn on traffic and get more people seeing your stuff. And just that you know, it's not just me who's this work for, because obviously I'm selling coaching to other coaches, but my methods have actually been proven in almost any industry imaginable all over the world. Let me show you some examples. We've helped almost 1,000 female entrepreneurs over the past 10 years, and that's including therapists, healers, mindset coaches, spiritual photography. You've got parenting in there, money mindset, fitness coaches, authors, career leadership coaches, and even language teachers. And let me just show you here an example. Helena, she is a career and leadership coach. She wanted to move into group coaching, and she used to charge by the hour and was unclear around her offering and how to approach high-paying clients. Now, she consistently attracts executive directors and sells a group program into corporates where she's comfortably asking for 5-figure price tags. And right here, she says, I'm so happy to report I got my first corporate group coaching booked for the next month, £15,000 in the bag. Here's Jenny. She is an English language teacher, and she was totally fed up weeding through content online and the slow pace of organic marketing and trying to find the right clients. So she 20x'd her prices and now attracts high-paying clients through this 3-step system. And she has messaged me to say that she had signed up 6 clients at £3,000 there. And look, before we dive into this, obviously it goes without saying that nothing I say here today is a guarantee of income for you. Now, I don't know who you are. I don't know whether you will actually implement what I teach you here today. But what I can promise you is that I will share with you exactly what I would do in the next 30 days. And I've done it myself to get to the 20K month mark as quickly as humanly possible. And I truly believe it's a plan that you can follow too if you're willing to implement it. Now, chances are that you are here, you've got a program, a product coaching, but you're desperate to help all these people that need it. And all these things here are actually getting in the way, like creating content and posting on social media. And you've got your YouTube and TikToks and Instagrams and networking and working for free, right? The thing is, your attention has been pulled in so many conflicting directions, and you have something amazing and you know you can help people. You're on this journey, but it's like a roller coaster. Now, perhaps your business is yet to take off. You could accept a client tomorrow, you have something to sell, but you just don't have enough people actually interested, and maybe you're making a little bit of money each month, but it feels very up and down. It feels like a yo-yo and there's no consistency. And that leaves you feeling demotivated, and you have those down moments where you think you just should call it a day. And the next journey really is trying to get to that dream 10, 20K a month, right? You know it's possible, but you're struggling to find a path to get there. Now, I am pleased that you're here and you are going to not give up Okay, you're here, you showed up, and you want to change that for you so that you can gain clarity and certainty. Now, let's talk a little bit about this for a moment, this clarity and certainty and predictability in business that produces the income that you desire. Now, imagine for one moment that you have a business where you can control the time. You're totally control of your time. You choose when and how much you want to work. You never have to ask for holidays again, or having a business that still works whilst you're actually away. And you choose where you want to work from and who you work with. How would that feel? There might be a nagging voice now in the back of your mind which might say, it's hard, I'm too late, the market is saturated. Well, let me tell you this, you've got to change the way you're thinking and approaching this, because it's not harder now to get started, it's not more competitive, it's not more saturated. Know this, the online marketing space has actually changed and evolved over time. And so if you're finding it hard to grow your business right now, chances are it's not actually hard. You're just doing the wrong things, and perhaps you're following strategies that worked some time ago. So therefore it feels hard. And I'm going to share with you today how to make sure you're doing the right things to get your business on track and start generating some new clients in the next 30 days. So with that, what will we be covering today? Firstly, a predictable way to land new high-paying clients every day. How to only work with clients you like working with and charge what you're worth without feeling icky. And then having a greater impact on clients and get them to see results and actually enjoy your business again, where you're in control when and how much you're going to work, and you also make your business work for you. Now, what I'm about to teach you works for selling a lot of things here, most things like online training programs and coaching, group coaching, obviously one-to-ones done for you, agency services, any industry, turning strangers into clients in less than 48 hours. And that's without having to post endlessly on social media or having to spam people via DMs or even having to give away stuff for free and needing to be a tech guru or create complex funnels and without any previous results. So it's a fresh start. Take notes because we're going to go through this really quickly. But before we dive right in, obviously, let me just tell you a bit about myself and why you should be listening to me. I am Sabine Matharu, and as you can see, I'm a mother of two beautiful children. Now, I decided to start my own business when they were born, as I came out of very, very busy and hectic corporate career where I was traveling pretty much 100% of the time. So I was never around and I felt exhausted. Now, the kids meant a huge life change, and they mean a lot to me, obviously. And I wanted to be with them and see them grow up and just be flexible around their school holidays. So what happened then? There is me starting off really special funny pictures here of me, obviously with weird outfits and weird hairdos. But, you know, you can see, like, there were certainly lots of ups and downs. And even my husband actually urged me to go back into a real job at times. They were hard and I felt like a failure. But I didn't give up. I kept investing in mentors and found out about the next best thing, or kept updating myself. And back then, this was a challenge, right? On the right-hand side, I remember I had been working really hard for months, and I created my first life challenge. And I think I was kind of showing off my workbook there. Anyways, I ended up running this challenge and I did £17,000. And at this stage, I realized that what I had was really amazing, and it really crushed my limiting beliefs, and I started to show up more and more because that was my first sort of breakthrough. And fast forward, I then continued. I wrote a few books, I ran events, I was invited to speak on radio, podcasts, got featured in magazines, and I do work with organizations as well. Now, still, obviously, the speaking, the networking, doing live challenges, the writing and social media, whilst I was enjoying it, I just felt like it's a lot of hard work and you've got to continuously show up. Now, and that's the thing. Many of you may now think, well, you need to build up a large following and you need to constantly show up on social media and be good on camera to make this happen or make it happen in this industry. Now, I thought so too, obviously, but I started to wonder, is there a way that I can actually put a system in place where I can save time, spend that time rather with my family and I don't need to show up live constantly and it still brings in sales? Well, the answer is obviously yes. And you're on this webinar and I will show you how. Now, firstly, this approach is going to work for you, right? If your price point is above $2,000, and I will explain the math later on. So this is for high ticket offer. But what it's done for me really is that I've been able to eliminate repetitive work, stress, and overwhelm. And so much so that it's allowed me to be present with my family. So go on holiday, not only in summer, but also skiing in winter, explore new cultures and create those precious moments. In addition, I have a full support system now in place in my business, the ability to continuously develop my own skill set, mindset and well-being. And now I'm also working with a range of coaches, for example, spending a week at the Amalfi Coast there at a women's mindset retreat. But the game plan here is that I show you the easy way and give you the shortcut. So you don't have to go through all the learning curves that I have. The reality is that you've got something good. You've got a course, you've got some coaching, you've got a service, you've got something that you want to sell, and you've got some way to serve your clients, but you're trying to do so much. Now, just so you know, who's this stuff for? In this presentation, so you're an expert coach, consultant, course creator, you're seriously entrepreneurial minded, you've got the knowledge that you want to monetize, you've tried marketing before without the desired result, and you've got no strategy to consistently get clients, or you've had some results, but now you're struggling to keep going or to scale. This is not for you if you are looking for a way to make quick money online. You sell low ticket programs below $2,000, as I mentioned, or e-commerce, Shopify, ebooks, brick and mortar. You have small goals and it's probably just a side hustle. You don't want to grow your business online, and you're terrified investing in your business because the thing is, to grow a business, it does take investment, and you got to spend obviously your capital and investment wisely on the right things. And it's also not for you if you're extremely time poor. And that's the thing. If you don't prioritize to make these changes, if you don't realize that, what you're doing right now is not really bringing the results, but you keep on being busy, and if you only got like 20 minutes a day, then obviously I'm not going to be able to help you. So hopefully, if you're still here, that means I can help you. And here's what we will cover today. Part 1 will go through the 5 biggest mistakes that separates the struggling coaches and consultants from those that make consistent 6 and 7 figures. Part 2, the 3 things we need to hit 20K a month in 30 days. And part 3 is how we automate the customer acquisition so you can focus on what you do best, you love doing, and generate more sales in doing less. So let's dive right into part 1, the 5 biggest mistakes that separates the struggling coaches and consultants from those that make consistent 6 and 7 figures. Mistake number 1, comparing themselves with the competition. Now, they may think that they're too late to the game and that customers buy from other more established coaches and consultants. They keep comparing themselves to the competition and think they don't have what it takes. It makes them doubt themselves and procrastinate, which stops them from showing up. What we need to do instead is we need to create an offer that is unique to us, a solution only we can provide so we can make the competition irrelevant. In order to do so, we need to be incomparable, and only then we can blow the competition out of the water. Mistake number 2. Complex systems and funnels. People think that in order to have a successful business, they need a bunch of sales funnels, lots of automation, things linking to things, emails, pages, membership areas, the list goes on. We need a very simple process, which I will share with you in part 3 of this presentation. Mistake number 3, creating lots of different programs. People think that they need to cater for as many clients as possible at different price points. They also have lots of ideas, but they don't really stick with the one idea, and hence they don't follow through. Instead, they swap and change. They create a new program every month, put in a lot of work, create the course content, sales pages, checkout membership pages, and then put it out there on social media. And then if nobody buys, then they create another program, and all their time is wasted and they're going around in circles. And even if people buy, they now have to fulfill on all the programs, which becomes complex, that creates a lot of work for potentially little reward when they do the overall math. Now, instead, we need to simplify the launch process and focus on one program and scale that. Mistake number 4, not enough eyeballs. This makes or breaks the business. They may even have an amazing offer, a working sales funnel, but there aren't enough people seeing the offer and consuming the information. It makes or breaks really your offer, your business. Many entrepreneurs are posting on social media and hope they make sales organically. However, investing in advertising and doing this correctly and consistently will help with the heavy lifting and the scaling. And then mistake number 5 is not investing to grow their business. Now, they have a sense of false economy around investing. So do it yourself, watching videos, reading books, or investing in low ticket offers, which makes them go around in circles because number 1, they don't know how this relates to their business. Number 2, nobody is there to help them implement and keep them accountable. And number 3, it only gives them a small piece of the puzzle. And when things aren't working, there's really nobody who they can ask, and they don't have that complete solution. So they think they can do it on the cheap and then go around in circles and waste a lot of time and losing all this potential, whereas they could have already made some good income if they had chosen to invest in the right things from the beginning. So let's summarize the 5 biggest mistakes that separates the struggling coaches and consultants from those that make consistent 6 and 7 figures. Number 1, it's comparing themselves with the competition. Number 2, complex systems and funnels. Number 3, creating lots of different programs. Number 4, not enough eyeballs that makes or breaks a business. And number 5, not investing to grow their business. Let me know in the chat which mistake, just put in the number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, which mistake have you made in the past? So let's move into part 2, the 3 things we need to hit 20K a month in 30 days. So first I'm going to talk about what these 3 things are, and then I'll go into each of these elements in more detail. So number 1, we need clarity. Number 2, connection. And number 3, conversion. So let's talk about clarity. It's about having clarity around your target market, your message, and your offer. Now, chances are you may already have your offer, you know who you want to sell it to, but nobody is coming to your offer and giving you money to become a client. Or if they see the offer, they don't buy for whatever reason. And this is what we need to fix. This is what the other 2 things are going to help you with. For example, we've got Christine and Nikki here, they're parenting and leadership coaches, and they said, we have been working with so many mentors previously who did not understand us and what we wanted. With your help, we fine-tuned our niche and finally created something that truly aligns with who we are. We've been able to position ourselves as premium in the marketplace and attract our ideal clients who can afford us. And here is Noreen. She is an equine therapist. She did have an offer, but nobody bought it. So we helped her create a more unique offer and stand out from the market. And shortly after, she was more confident showing up and talking about her subject matter in magazines, podcasts, and radio, as well as running her own events, all within the space of 12 months, which resulted in her creating consistent income and getting nominated to be Businesswoman of the Year in Ireland. The number 2 is the connection. So once we've got the offer dialed in, we need to get our ideal clients to see it. We need to drive traffic. So how we do this, how do we best do this with speed and ease? So let's talk about free versus paid traffic strategies for a moment. So let's talk about the free traffic strategies first. Now, having been in this industry and having done pretty much all, I have to say it is a minefield. And there's so many things we could or should do, but do these strategies truly deliver, or is it a false economy? So let's really look into this. What are free traffic strategies? So generally it's about creating content, audio, video, or written. It's more long-term. There isn't a guarantee of any sales, and it can really waste time. You need to invest your time, which you will never get back. Now, what are the popular strategies? So number 1 here, we've got to grow a Facebook group, and I've tried to make this work. Okay, it is a big popular strategy. You build a community, you drop content and value and offer them to book a call. Now I went really hard on this strategy, and I worked with 2 coaches on this, increased my Facebook group from 800 to 1200 members in the space of 4 weeks, then launched into the group with 0 results. I did this 3 more times again and nothing to show for. Now what I did notice is that Facebook is drastically reducing the reach to the members in your group, and even if you have thousands of people in your group, only a handful of people would actually see the post. So why is that? Because Facebook is obviously pushing ads. You pay to be seen. Number 2, posting on social media. I must say, despite writing a few books and things like that, I really find it hard. I'm definitely inconsistent with content creation. But let's think about it. How can we create 20K a month consistently as fast as possible? That's the original question. And it's definitely not by posting on social media daily, because it takes time and it's a long-term strategy. Number 3, Messenger conversations. To be honest, I hated it, because this was all about commenting on people's posts, using a VA to send hundreds of messages, and no one becomes a client because literally there's no credibility here. You message them and then it looks like you don't know how to generate clients. So I really didn't like it, didn't have any good results. Number 4, obviously we've got launches, challenges. We did this in the beginning. It was lots of hard work, lots of fun as well, obviously, but it's hard work to get it up and running. There's a lot of tech involved, and then you still have to fill the launches with people as well. And obviously challenges is the same thing. Then referrals on word of mouth, it works, but can you really scale? It's not consistent and it's not predictable if you think about it. And then the last thing here is the low ticket funnel. So that's very complex to set up. When you're a beginner, it's low ticket means anything below sort of maybe a $17, $47, $97 mark. It's slow growth, but if you want to do 20K a month as quickly as possible, you would actually need hundreds of sales here. So in a nutshell, these strategies didn't work for me, and there's a chance they don't work for you either. In addition, they're slow and you need clients now. So what you need is speed and guaranteed qualified traffic. So you may have already guessed it, we need paid traffic, where with paid ads, it's like turning on a tap and having traffic flooding to your funnel, and you can hand select who you want to see it. Now, ads also allow you to be in control of the process. It creates predictable income, sustainability, and allows you to scale as much as you like. It means no posting on social media, connecting with people, and fingers crossed somebody will buy, because that's actually called hope marketing. You can't build a business on hope. Now we have to be controlled in the process, and if we turn on the tap and then hand select who we want to target, then we go from stranger to client in less than 48 hours. And just to prove this strategy does work, Facebook alone reports over $100 billion were spent on their ads platform alone in the past 12-month period. So how can we make this work for ourselves? So let me share with you a experiment that I did and illustrate what happens with organic traffic, with the free traffic strategy, and what could happen with paid traffic. So what I did is experiment number 1 is the free strategy, moving people to a live webinar. So I sent 700 DMs. That was over 1 week, 100 each day to avoid Facebook jail. Then I did daily promo posts in 15 groups. That took me about an hour and a half a day, and over the week it took about 10 hours in total of my time investment. So I had about 70-ish, perhaps a bit more or less responses, but to make it simple, the numbers are 10% only responded, so that means 90% ignored me. Out of those, 50 said no and 20 said yes. Then 20 people got the registration link, but then only 5 people registered, so that's a measly 25%. And then only 1 person showed up live, and from that I didn't generate any sales. Now experiment number 2 was with paid ads, and I did a webinar the new way, not live. Okay, I had 700 clicks, about 50 cents a click. That was $350. It took me about an hour to create that ad. 140 people registered. There was 20% average registrations, obviously from the clicks, we calculated. 84 showed up on that webinar.
So that's 60% average, much higher than the old way, or the experiment number 1 way. And then 16 booked a call. From that, obviously a few people did not show up, and I also cancelled because they weren't suitable. And then I took 10 calls. The close rate was 40%. That meant 4 sales at 3K. That's $12,000 versus, investing $350. And I also only invested 1 hour in the ad. So here you can see some really good example around what I mean around, the free and the paid traffic and what it can do for you. So here you have it. Give me a number 1 or a number 2. Which traffic method would you prefer? Okay, thank you. Number 2, great. Let's move into the third thing that we need to hit 20K a month, which is the conversion. Now, again, we want speed. So we need a simple system that can be put in place within 2 to 3 weeks max, that then brings leads and turns them into hot prospects and then buyers within 24 to 48 hours. And we need one high ticket offer, minimum $2,000. As I said, we have to keep it simple. So what does this system actually look like? Let me show you this in part 3. So how to automate the customer acquisition so you can focus on what you do best and love doing. You generate more sales by actually doing less. And we can even do this, by the way, without having to spend our personal money and then reinvest with profits to fuel the engine. So let me share with you some real examples. So this is how we can scale and grow. And it's even for you, by the way, if you are new. The way it works, we turn on the faucet basically and get traffic. Then we send people directly to your stuff. We get them to book a call, and I do this on a daily basis. So rather than spending weeks, months, and lots of time, energy, stress, frustration to generate traffic, instead instantly we can get traffic by spending a bit of money, and then we're in profit within 24 to 48 hours. So how does this actually work? Now let's firstly talk about the social media platform, which I would choose right now. It's actually YouTube, because it's really made simple. There is advanced targeting, and that buyers are much more serious, and it's actually cheaper than Facebook. So also think about the platform itself, YouTube. Most people go and search for video content, like a how-to video. And so they're far more likely to register for like a webinar on YouTube. So it's easier to get your video in front of the right people. And as I already said, the best strategy here is to get them to register for a webinar. The video content to video content really works because they already like to consume video content. And we all know that we need to lead with value. A webinar like the one that you are right now is a great way to build relationship with your potential clients faster than anywhere else. Most other sales funnels don't allow you to do that because they're very slow and they lose people along the way. So you have people's undivided attention, and if you share some really cool stuff, like I'm doing today, some of you may be tempted to become a client and see how we can help you further. So we're in a distraction-rich world right now. The attention span of someone on social media is but a few seconds. So whereas if I can get someone on a webinar, like you are here right now, and I appreciate you paying attention, if you can do that and achieve that, you have a far greater chance of someone consuming your information. And if they do that, then they'll continue on the journey to see how you could help them with the problem that they have. You may say webinars don't work anymore. You have this but. They're saturated, they're outdated, but guess what? Those people don't know what they're talking about because success leaves clues. Let's look at some established coaches: Gabby Bernstein, Marie Forleo, Emmy Porterfield, Tony Robbins, Dean Grazioso. They all do webinars all the time. In fact, they do launches every year. And guess what vehicle they actually use to sell their products and generate clients? It's actually webinars. So it's not that webinars don't work. It's that you have to stay with the times. The way we do webinars and the way we use them has evolved and changed now. And there are things we need to do differently right now. So let's see what it is and what is possible. So picture this. You could invest $500 and get a $3,000 client out. Now, look at the time frame, 24 to 48 hours. How is this possible? I want to get targeted hot prospects on the phone with me who are willing to invest in my coaching or my courses. And I want the path of least resistance. So step 1, we advertise on YouTube and then send them to step 2, which is a registration page where it captures their details. So by the way, this way you can also build your email list and you can contact them again and again. Then the third step, we can use a webinar presentation. We can do them live or we can do them automated. There are different reasons why you'd want to use one over the other, but ultimately getting someone into an environment where they can consume information like you're doing right now. This is the best, most powerful way to provide value and excite an audience for what it is that you have next. And then in step number 4, what we do is we invite someone to inquire about becoming a client and what that looks like. And then we take them through a process to book a call where they also fill out a simple application form. And that means you're only going to get people on the phone who are really qualified prospects. And again, we've only got 30 days to get to 20K a month. And I don't have time to speak to people on the phone that are time wasters. And you wouldn't either. You need to only be on the phone with hot prospects that are super targeted and ready to become a client. And that's what this process does. And the way I look at it is like a webinar is your gatekeeper. It's protecting your time and it's turning someone from a stranger to someone who's excited about perhaps becoming a quality, high-paying client within 24 to 48 hours. And what's really cool is the webinar being the gatekeeper means that you only have the right people moving forward. So imagine 30 to 50% of people you spoke to signed up. Not having to be salesy. They're already pre-sold and excited. Having some really great authentic conversations and looking forward to getting on a call with potential clients and not feeling under pressure. And being in a position to turn people away because they are not a good fit and you have too many people to choose from. And then having more time to work with your clients because you're actually getting people on the phone on a daily basis, which happens on autopilot. So what's possible? Let's say you spend $750 on some paid traffic, getting some of the right people to see what you've got. And then out the other end, you generate $3,000 rather than spending weeks or months and so much of your time, energy, stress, frustration to generate traffic organically. Instead, instantly we can create traffic by spending a bit of money and we're in profit. So imagine, even if it went up to $1,000 to generate a client, that is $2,000 in profit. But if you now say, I'd rather generate clients for free, yes, it's absolutely possible. And I still use some organic strategies too, but it will take much longer. What creates the consistency is the paid traffic. And what creates the hands-off client conversion is the powerful back end. And combined, it's just a rocket ship. Now consider, if you did invest $1,000 and create profit of $2,000, that would actually be better than no dollars, because if you continue on the path you're going, you're likely not going to have any clients next month or the month after. Rather than not getting any clients or going through a lot of headache, spend a bit of money and create a profit. And if we make more money back than the cost of the traffic, that is still money you would have never had, and it is predictable. And just note, when you first run ads, you can actually spend it on a credit card, spend someone else's money and use the profit to scale. When I first got started, it didn't cost me anything out of pocket because you turn leads into customers in 24 to 48 hours. So you can actually pay off the credit card at the end of the month and reinvest the profits. And the big thing here, it's all about speed of implementation and speed of getting results. You can't afford to keep doing what you're currently doing. I think even Simon Cowell would roll his eyes. The reality is, if you know it's possible to hit 10,000 a month in your business, or even 20,000, like the goal that we're shooting for here, the reality is every single month that goes by that you do not learn the skills to achieve that, or you don't implement the right things in the right order, you're losing 10,000 a month. Imagine if you know that your business could be and should be generating 10,000 a month, and say you've been struggling for, let's say, 10 months, that is $100,000 of opportunity cost. You've lost 100,000 over the past 10 months because you're not doing the right things that actually get results. So let's recap. That's the 30 days to 20K month plan. And that's not even 7 clients at 3K like in this example. So, okay, we need the right funnel, which is the webinar. We need to turn on traffic and we need to do this the right way so it's profitable. And then we need to dive into the math so that we know what we are spending and that we are going to reap a return. So we'll use the profit to reinvest. And we've seen this over and over again. Clients getting 10, 20K a month in their business in 30 days. And obviously, I don't know if you're going to follow our plan and do what we tell you to do, but it's highly, highly possible. Like one of our clients here, Shenaz, she is a mind, body, soul coach. And she said, oh my gosh, I really can't believe it. My first 3K program and I sold all 5 spots. And I want you to be our next success story. So drop me a yes if you want to be next. Now, in fact, you've got 2 options. You can leave this presentation excited, fired up, realizing this is possible, but then go back to the same path you were on, trying to do this by yourself, trying to figure it all out. Listen, you've been on these trainings before, you've seen these opportunities, you know that it's possible. But if you go back to trying to figure this out by yourself, chances are you're going to hit that roadblock, you're going to hit that problem, and you're not going to have anyone to reach out to. Or the second option is that you can work with us and we can help you and get you on the right path. And it's going to cost you considerably less than going at it by yourself. Now, I'm not saying that option 1 is impossible. Of course, you could probably figure this out by yourself, but it's going to be hard, expensive, slow, and lonely. And perhaps you've been trying this for a year or 2, and maybe you've proven to yourself so far that it's pretty hard at this point. And option 2 is much easier, less expensive in the long run, much faster, and we can go at it together. We just give you the tools, the resources, the plan of action, and we've done it for ourselves and also for a bunch of our clients. So if you're watching this webinar today, that means we have space. So I want to give you an invitation and present you an opportunity that I would highly suggest you take me up on, because this could be a pivotal moment where everything in your business changes. I'm going to offer you a completely free blueprint call with us. And we're going to endeavor to find out what's going wrong in your business, why you're not where you want to be. We're going to figure out how to fix it. And we're going to give you a plan of action to get you to your income goals. In fact, you're going to leave this call with the exact blueprint that has taken our clients from 0 to 6 figures a year. You might not realize right now that's actually possible, but just because you don't know what you don't know doesn't mean that it can't happen to you. Now let's look at Heather. She was a brand new client for us. She messaged me and she said it's unreal. She was celebrating her first 5 clients and she did a 20K month. So she's never done anything like this before. She's turned on her webinar funnel. She followed our process. We've the templates, we've got the scripts, we've got slide decks, we've got accountability, hand-holding support on tech, everything. And she followed that process, utilizing our coaching, and she got 5 clients, which was a 20K month. Speed, first 30 days. She went through a program that we have called the Success Formula. And if it feels like a good fit on the call, we can tell you about this. I will give you a heads up. We don't accept many women into this program. We only work with a limited amount of clients because we want to focus on who we serve to ensure their success rate is super high. But if as a result of this call that you have, if you'd like the plan that we lay out for you, if you get a bunch of clarity, if you're excited about turning your business around in the right direction, then you can feel free to inquire about our coaching. And we can see together if it's a good fit. Every single one on this screen right now, as you can see, it's just a selection of our clients that went through this process with us. They were not successful in their business, but had something that the world needed that would have a greater impact. And they finally found what they needed with us here, and they started getting amazing results. So listen, it all starts with your blueprint call. Okay, let's just give you a quick heads up as to who this call is actually for. Because this call is specifically for you if you're a coach or consultant, an expert, an author. When I say author, you must have knowledge that you want to package on the back end of selling your books. And you want to sell your knowledge or stuff for high ticket value. You have info products, courses, live events done for your services, agencies. You have something of value to share, but you can't seem to get in front of enough people and not the right people either. So you're passionate about helping your industry and you want to have a huge impact. Well, we don't like to help people that aren't passionate about their topic. And you understand that it takes investment to get you to the next level. So what I've done is I've put a link that's popping up in the chat box right now. You should see that. You can go ahead and click that link. And that will take you to a page where you can book that call. So we have only a few spots available over the next couple of days, and then that's it. The opportunity has gone. So go ahead and click that link if you want to book that call. And taking this call is literally the most important thing that you can do right now. I truly believe you're here because you know you've got something good, and I know how much clarity you're going to get on this call. And it's going to be a fantastic conversation. So please do understand we only have a few spots over the next few days. It's not an opportunity that's going to be here in a week's time or 2 weeks. You're on this webinar right now at the time where we have some space available on our calendar, but only for the next few days. So pick a time that works for you and go ahead and lock in that slot. And that time slot that you pick will be reserved for 30 minutes. And what you'll be met after you book that call, it's a form that we need you to fill out on the next page. It's just a series of simple questions, nothing complicated, but it just gives us a head start on understanding where you're at and how we can help you. So there's a few questions on that form that will give us a good idea what you've got going on. And it will also allow us to have a think about you and your business before we actually jump on that call. The form is so important to us that you will actually cancel your call if you don't fill out the form on the next page. It's important to us because we want to make sure that we have clarity going into that phone call with you. We have more people interested in speaking with us than we have slots available. So it makes sense for us to prioritize those people that are showing a level of commitment by filling out that form and letting us know a little bit about themselves before we have that call. So please be as detailed as you can on the form as well. That will give us more clarity on the call. So go ahead, click that button, book your call now, fill out the short form, and let's have a chat. And the final question for you is, so what are you going to do? You know, we spent 45 minutes or so on today's presentation. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, you found it valuable, and you've got some clarity. You have something precious, you have something valuable, you know it can have an impact. You're not generating the clients that you want right now, and you don't have a clear plan. Oftentimes you feel like giving up. You shouldn't do that. But what you should do is get yourself on a path that is different to the one that has kept you stuck for the past 6, 12, 18, 24 months or more. There's zero risk booking this call. Hopefully, we still have some space available. There's a lot of people on this presentation right now. The spots are going to go pretty quickly. Get a call booked in. Have a chat with us. There is zero risk to you. But there could be, on the other end of this call, everything you've been looking for to transform your business and get it on the right trajectory. So I'm super excited for you to book a call and speak to us. It will be a refreshing experience. I think you will get on very well. And if we have a chance to work together, if you're invited into our coaching program, if you inquire about that, then I look forward to working with you further and helping you crush your goals in your business this year. So I'm going to go ahead and shut off this webinar. Thanks again for joining me on this. Last chance, click that button, book a call, grab a spot, and we will speak to you very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.